Today I'm going to convince you, I'm not even going to try and convince you, that the ENGWE L20 3.0 Pro is the best fully legal, UK and EU legal, 20-inch folding e-bike that you can buy today. And it's not going to take much convincing. It's just the best do-it-all e-bike that I've found at any price, really. It's just such a good bike. It goes anywhere. It goes everywhere. And I know I ride this one all the time because this one's mine. Let's get into it. Let's be honest, I could argue the toss over this all day long. I really could. But it's just such a good bike. Like I said, it's one of the few e-bikes I own. I own two. This one and the Engine Pro 2.0, but that's about to be swapped out with the Engine Pro 3.0 Boost because that works better for me. But yeah, it's such a good bike. I say I've looked round, £2,000, £3,000, and I can't find anything that looks like it. You know, we're looking at that frame's got a French Design Award, just the frame, and it looks gorgeous. And I did buy some Schwalbe tyres that are a bit more aggressive than that for this bike, but I bought them for a black one, and they've got a white rim around them, and it doesn't really go with the aesthetic of the bike. So I'm going to find something else. But I've got the handlebars on I want. It doesn't need rear suspension, it really doesn't. I mean, the fact that you've got 8 points of suspension grading on this front fork is enough. It really is. To consider I normally go around with it locked anyway. You can put a front basket on it, which I don't need. Just a reminder, while I'm here, the BMX handlebars for this bike and the Engine Pro 3.0, 2, whatever, they're back in stock with ENGWE. So if you want some, you best get some soon, because they often get out of stock real quick. I've obviously changed the pedals over to folding. Plastic fenders, which I absolutely love, because they don't rattle. That rear rack's come in handy more than once. 7-speed Tawny, and you don't need anything more. You know, like I said in other videos, I keep seeing people swapping them out for what they think's better. Trigger finger there, my favourite sort of gear change. I hate that tombstone thing. I love this display, I really do. It's so clear and concise, and it looks fab in the dark. It's just such a good display. Built-in counter-theft alarm system that runs with the app. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more, about a new bike that's been released that they think's all bells and all singing. And now ENGWE have been doing this sort of thing for over 18 months. Truly love this bike, I really do. It was the first bike I reviewed for ENGWE that I thought, this is something different, this is something special. Because everything else seems like a copy of something else. But lately, the last 18 months, they've been releasing some cracking e-bikes. Stunning, right? This is an absolutely stunning e-bike, and the more I look at it, the more I get it. And whilst initially I did prefer it in black, I just sort of, that champagne colour, that goldy colour, sort of, it sort of swayed me over. Anyway, that's by the by. When I initially tested the first L20, before I tested it I wasn't a fan. I thought it looked a bit dog shit, but when I tested it I fell in love with it because it's a step through. And at my age, step throughs, because of mobility issues, I'm a big dude, and I have got a few mobility issues as I've got older. But you know, I don't have any problems getting on the other bikes, but it's so much easier to get on a step through. And yeah, I loved it. I'll give it such a good review. And for ages I've been on the forum saying, it's dog shit, and everybody kept saying, well, you got to try one, and until you tried one, and it's just like, I asked ENGWE for one, and they sent me one out, and yeah, loved it. And then the boost come out, and if you haven't seen my channel before, the boost button was my idea. There wasn't a boost button about on any bikes. There were boost functions, but not a button, and ENGWE sort of stole the idea, kinda, because they were watching my channel and just took the idea and just ran with it, which, yeah, I don't mind. It's just such a good idea. How that evolved from the ENGWE L20 boost through to the new ENGWE L20 3.0 Pro, quite an evolution. So they knew they were onto something because it was such a best-selling bike, and even now the L20 3.0 Pro is one of the best-selling bikes. So my argument is this is the best 20-inch folding e-bike you can buy for under £2,000. It might even be the best e-bike you can buy for under £2,000. It might even be the best e-bike you can buy for £3,000. Fully UK legal. Have a look out there for fully UK legal and EU legal e-bikes that are mid-drive for under £3,000. You won't find any. Well, you might find one or two. They're massively expensive, and they don't look like this. They don't look like this bike at all. Anyway, I brought notes because there's a lot. So what are you getting for your money? 100 newton meters of torque from a torque sensor out of a mid-drive motor. You've got a 20-inch folding frame that's won a French Design Award. Real world range, and I'm 240 pound with my pack on, I regularly get over 40 miles out of past 5. I never have this bike out of past 5. You get decent IPX ratings, IPX7 on the wiring alone, which basically makes that waterproof, IPX6 on the display, etc. So I've ridden these around in the rain, don't bat an eyelid. 4 suspension, including an 8-point adjustment on the front fork. I wish other e-bikes had this. I mean, especially the Engine Pro 3. You'd have thought that'd come as standard, especially for the price. 20x3 wheels with tyres that have got a puncture resistant liner, 3mm. Counter theft system. There's a new e-bike come out by Segway that's probably similar money, but firstly it's not a mid-drive, 2 it don't fold, 3 it actually looks like it was designed by Fisher Price, and everybody's raving about it. Mainly because of its simplicity and it's a step through, but this is something ENGWE's been doing for a while. Right, it's got a counter theft system that runs through the app, it's Bluetooth and runs over 4G, and it powers itself for up to a week. So if your bike's turned off and it's been stolen, that thing's still sort of running in the background. Better than any AirTag. That stunning display, which was incidentally designed by ENGWE. And it's my favourite display on any bike. I go on about it, and if you haven't seen this channel before, I'll be tagging in multiple reviews I've done of this bike since I first got it. And that was about a year or so ago, maybe a bit longer. Hydraulic brakes on 180mm rotors. It's very stopping. These bikes I've been saying for a while are Logan copies, and Logan are my favourite brakes. Forget your Tektro. I can't stand Tektro brakes. I've always had problems with them. Right, 7-speed Tony derailleur with quick-fire gears. They use Tony for a reason. All these Chinese e-bike suppliers use Tony because it's simple and it works. It doesn't break. It's got an adjustable seat post. Takes you from, say, if you're 5 foot up to about 6'2", 6'3", and it's got one of the most comfortable saddles that ENGWE have ever made, which they're putting on all their bikes now. Which was one of my biggest complaints when I was riding ENGWE e-bikes. I'd always swap the saddle out, but I haven't swapped these out. Design-wise, it's one of the classiest looking e-bikes out there. You don't see a bike looking like that. It doesn't have that yob factor to it, and because it's a step through. Even if it was illegal, I have this theory about, and I've mentioned this on my channel loads of times, I have this theory that police, self-worth policemen would never pull somebody over on a step-through e-bike. If you can get past the fact that you think that they're feminine, they're not. Look at it. Look at it. It's not a feminine looking e-bike at all. It's with an 8 amp charger. Now that 8 amp charger can charge that 15 amp hour Samsung cell battery in less than 2 hours from flat. Not you should ever let it go from flat. So if you're down around about the 10 or 15%, it can charge it in about an hour and 40 minutes. I used to have to wait all day to charge my old bikes. ENGWE Engine Pro, the first one, you're 7 or 8 hours just charging that battery. It used to come with a 2 amp charger. It's a way forward. So this bike is currently on sale on the site. It's reduced at $13.99. And with my code, that's reduced down to, let's have a look, $12.59. And as far as I'm concerned, it's the bargaining of the century. And as for colours,
and yes, Mr. Wayne, it does come in black.
This is my argument for this being the value that it is. It's a 20-inch folding mid-drive e-bike with hydraulic brakes and Samsung cells and a really stunning looking display. With a range of over 40 miles with me on. Have a look out there, see what you can find for under £2 that comes anywhere near close to this. In fact, go to £3. And I still haven't found anything above that I like more than this bike. You can tell this is a bestseller. The reason that people buy it and love it is because I think it arcs back to the original L20. But it's just such a modern design. It just looks gorgeous, and it doesn't matter where you park it, it's just got class. And I can see why they're selling these by the boatload. And I can't wait to see what they do with it next, but it's going to be a couple of years away. But it's e-bike season. If you want an e-bike that's legal, that's got loads of torque, that 100 Newton meters, when you're taking off, don't matter what gear you're in, I'm constantly on hills in 7th gear, pops up and like they're not there. It's if you've got low mobility and you can turn your legs, you can ride this e-bike. It's that good. Anyway, that's my argument. Like I said, discount code in the description and at the bottom of the screen now. 10% off brings this down to, again, 1,259 quid. And my code works across all the official ENGWE e-bike sites, so you can use this code on any of them. It's just the best e-bike that you could buy, bang for buck. I mean, I'd maintain it's ENGWE's best value e-bike. I know it's not the cheapest, but for what you get, it's just brilliant. Have a nice weekend, everyone.